What's up, Amazon sellers? If you didn't know, managing your inventory effectively is not only going to save you money, but it will help you make more money as well. If you want to know how to do it, do not worry. Today, I'm going to go through it all and share my top tips on how to manage your inventory using Amazon's FBA fulfillment program. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson, and I've been selling on Amazon now for about 4 years. And right now I'm on a mission to do £1 million over the next 18 months, ending 31st of December 2021. I'll drop a link up there. I talk through the whole journey. I break down the budget. I talk through what I'm looking to do, and I give you my updates as I'm going through every quarter. So have a look at that. But enough of me, let's get into the content now. So what am I going to go through in this video? Number one, I'm going to go through the benefits of managing your inventory. Number two, I'm going to talk about tracking your inventory. Number three, I'm going to be talking about a product's velocity of sales, or how many sales products are making. Number four, I'm going to be talking about supply chain and the lead time of getting your stock from the supplier into Amazon. Number five, I'm going to talk about planning for holiday and seasonal sales and how that affects your inventory. Okay, first things first, what are the benefits to managing your inventory correctly? Well, quite simply, if you get the right inventory at the right time, you're always going to have the right products on sale when they need to be on sale, and it means you're going to make more money, and you're not going to reduce the amount of revenue you're doing because of lost sales by not having the stock in. It's really important. Getting the right inventory, right time makes more money and saves you from losing revenue due to out of stock products. Now, getting the right stock into Amazon at the right time is also about making sure that you're optimizing or only holding enough stock that you need to sell. And why do you care about this? Well, if you hold too much stock in Amazon, you're going to have to pay a fee for that. Now, you're always paying a fee for Amazon FBA, but quite simply, if you've got too much, you are going to incur bigger fees. And if you hold it for too long, you might even have things like long-term storage fees. Now, third and finally, quite simply, by managing your inventory correctly and making sure you've only got what you need in Amazon's warehouses, that you also reduce down the risk of damages happening within Amazon's own warehouses. Now, quite simply, if you don't know, Amazon moves stock around, not just within the warehouse itself, but also to other warehouses within the country. And the process of moving increases the risk of damage happening. We see it time and time again. Amazon will give you reimbursements or refunds for products that are damaged. But you know what? Sometimes they don't tell you that it was them who damaged it. They say it was maybe distributor damage, and that's you. So just be mindful, too much stock in Amazon increases the risk of your products getting damaged, which obviously you're going to have to pay for. Okay, so I've shared some of the benefits of tracking your inventory, but now let's share some top tips about managing your inventory within Amazon's FBA warehouses. Okay, so when managing your inventory in Amazon's warehouses, quite simply, what do you want to do? Well, you want to keep track of it, and you want to track it and monitor it on a very regular basis. For me and my business, we pretty much do it on a weekly basis as an overall, and obviously look at things on a daily basis when necessary. Now, what does that consist of, and what can you actually do in your business? So number one, what I'd really recommend is looking at those products that maybe are not selling and changing your repricing or your pricing strategy on them. Quite simply, they haven't been selling for a while and they're just lying in the warehouse, not making you any money. It's a dead stock. So getting on the repricer, changing those prices, changing maybe the rules behind it, and getting that stock moving, really important to managing that inventory properly. Oh, I'll also add that if you don't get it sold, you're still paying storage costs. So it's costing you to keep it there. So just be mindful of that. Now, also looking at items which have seasonal sales or seasonal variations. So a good example might be like advent calendars. You want advent calendars in late November, early December, but you really don't want advent calendars in January. So looking at those products that are maybe seasonal, getting them sold through so they sell in the time of the year when they will sell, really, really important. Don't hold on to stock that isn't worth holding on to. So now one question you might be asking is, how do I manage it? Well, quite simply, you can use spreadsheets. You can even use Amazon Seller Central. Within our business, we have a really in-depth system that we use, but also as well with our clients, we have the ultimate sourcing sheet, which is the sheet whereby we support them in managing their purchases and getting data intelligence from them. So quite simply, whether it be a spreadsheet, whether it be Amazon Seller Central, have a look at building a process which is going to help you manage that stock and getting that stock moving at all times. Okay, quick question for you guys. How do you manage your stock? Is it Amazon Seller Central? Is it special software? Or maybe it's an Excel spreadsheet? Drop it in the comments down below. I'm really interested to see, is there something that you're doing that, my God, I need to know? So drop it in the comments down below. How are you managing your stock? That leads me quite nicely onto my third point, which is understanding the velocity of sales for your products. Now, how do you do this? So quite simply, what are you looking for? You are trying to understand how quickly your products sell through. Now, it isn't one product individually. It might be that over the course of a week or a couple of days or even a month, how many units am I selling? Now, once you understand that, and hopefully you're in stock for the whole time, or if you're not, just understanding the time that you're in stock, how many units am I selling? Once you understand that velocity of sales, and it could be like 20 units in 1 month, 5 units in 1 month, 500 units in 1 month. Once you understand that, then what you're looking to do is to understand how long it takes to get the stock into Amazon and make sure that you buy just enough stock so that you can hold the right amount of stock in Amazon at all times. Make sure that you're not holding too much stock, but also not too little, to make sure that you're always on sale, maximizing your revenue and hence your profits. Now, this helps you reduce down overbuying when reordering, and it's something that you're going to need to check on a very regular basis because sales change throughout the year, and obviously your reordering amounts are going to have to change as well. Hence why we talk about systems, software to support you. Okay, so maybe you are thinking about building up a supply of products that you want to sell, managing that inventory right, getting the profits and the revenues from your Amazon business. It all starts with finding great deals and having great deals to buy and obviously rebuy later on. Now, finding deals is quite time consuming and, oh my God, I've been doing it for years. What do I recommend? Well, quite simply, using a service like FastTrackFBA Leads. What is this? This is a service whereby we have a team of VAs going out and finding deals every single day, 7 days a week. What do? We put them on our platform and you can pick and choose the deals that you want. Maybe the replenishable ones, maybe the ones for high profits or high sales. And then you can build them into your inventory and replenish them on a weekly or monthly basis. It's just going to help your business grow. So have a look down below. I'll drop a link to FastTrackFBA Leads. This is going to help you grow your Amazon business and make more profits. Okay, so we've talked about velocity of sales, driving sales forward in our business. So one part of that is understanding how long it takes to get our stock from our supplier, once we purchase it, into Amazon itself. Now, this is all about supply chain and lead time management. This is all part of effective stock management to support you in getting the right amount of stock where it needs to be at the right time. Now, quite simply, supply chain management by a classic definition will actually go all the way back to the manufacturer, the person manufacturing, and even their supply of goods, the raw material to make it happen. But for us in our Amazon business, I wouldn't worry about that. What we're really looking at is when I want to buy a product from the manufacturer, or should we say buy from the wholesaler, or even the retailer in arbitrage, how long does it take for them to get from their warehouses to my warehouse or my house? How long does it take me to prep and then me to get it into Amazon and to go live on Amazon to sell? That is the lead time that we're looking at from purchase to on sale, but also as well, the effective management of that is going to be key in growing our revenues. Now, managing your supply chain and the lead times is really important. And there are two numbers that I manage in my business, which I think you should probably understand as well. Number one, the first number I know and I learn and we look at and we monitor it every single week is time on sale. Now, what does this mean? This basically means the time it takes for me to, on average, across all my products, all my suppliers, to buy a product and get it on sale in Amazon. What I'm looking at is to say, if I were to buy something today, how long does it take before I can actually start selling it or potentially have it sold? Because the shorter I can make that time, the quicker I can get my money into a position whereby I can get a return on it. So time on sale is the time it takes from Amazon, or from buying the product from the supplier, getting it on sale in Amazon. So that means the supplier, my warehouse prepped, UPS into Amazon, and then on sale, moved around in Amazon and on sale. That's the first number. Now, the second number I look at is time to sale. This is once it goes live in Amazon, I look at how long does it take for that product to sell. So it might be that once a product goes live in Amazon, I'm pretty much selling it within 2 weeks. I think for me personally, I'm looking at about 4 weeks I want my products to be, so we're holding stock. Some of it might sell on day 1, some of it might sell on day 30, and as a result, most of it's about 14 days will sell. That's the average time. But that's the second number I look at, and by understanding those two numbers, time to sale and time on sale, allows me to quite simply understand how much stock I need to pay or I need to buy. Now there will be variances within that for certain suppliers. For example, one supplier might take a long time, so I might add an increase on that. But generally speaking, I know what my entire inventory is doing at any one time, and I know how long it takes to get from the supplier into Amazon, and then once it's in Amazon, I know how long it takes to sell. Now, understanding those two helps you manage your inventory effectively and also as well maximize your revenue and minimize your potential losses or losses through not selling an item because you're out of stock. Really, really important that. So the fifth and the final one I'll talk about quite simply is planning for holidays, planning for seasonal variations. And I think this is a really important thing to touch on because, my God, the year changes and we have so much going on and everyone talks about it. Q4 Amazon, where the money's at. Something really important to understand. There are two things you need to think about when looking at seasonal sales getting on sale. Number one is, when is the customer demand or customer expectation going to be highest? Let's say, for example, advent calendars, they're probably going to be late November, early December. That's the time people are buying their advent calendars. Now, the second one is supplier lead time for these products. Now, you might find that certain products have a longer lead time just due to seasonal variations because of what's going on. A lot of manufacturing happens in China, and if it's coming over Chinese New Year's, it could have a slowdown, it could lead out, maybe if you're doing manufacturing. Now, another one that might be of awareness for you is maybe you're looking at buying gym equipment, and December or January is a great time to be selling gym equipment. So December is when you want to be buying it, but also as well, my God, like Christmas Day, things are sharp, Boxing Day, things are sharp. So just be mindful, there's going to be some impact on that delivery time or lead times because of seasonal variations in what you're buying because of the nature of the marketplace we operate in. So let's just go into those two in a little bit more detail. Number one, customer demands. This is really understanding when a customer wants a product. Again, I talked about it in the past. When you're talking about like advent calendars, obviously you're going to ramp up your purchasing prior to the late part of November, early December for your advent calendars. And hey, maybe it's going to be that in the UK, we have like 2 weeks of summer. And once the 2 weeks of summer are done, you're pretty much over with. So thinking about maybe summer products, if the weather is changing, thinking about that demand, supply and demand, and changing it based on the needs of your customer and the seasonal variation of it. Now, the second one is thinking about supplier demands, what suppliers, how long they take, and the seasonal variation. For example, right now we are in the midst of COVID, and quite simply, suppliers have to reduce down their manufacturing capability, and this has an impact upon our suppliers. So manufacturers reduce down their capability, that means our suppliers get less stock, it means we buy less stock on the retail market, or we have less stock to buy. So quite simply, just understanding what's going on around seasonal variation makes a big difference. So that leads me also on to supplier lead times. Now, while we directly don't deal with manufacturers, the people we buy from, the retailers, they will be dealing with manufacturers. So things like COVID now will have an impact upon their ability to buy and hold and maintain stock levels. And as a result, that will probably have an impact upon us and our ability to buy, maintain, and hold stock levels. So just be mindful about what's going on in the wider world and how that affects you in your business. Top tip I really recommend is maintain open communication with suppliers. And what do I mean by that? If something's out of stock, even like in a retailer, Argos for example, don't hesitate to send them an email. Hey, I really want to buy this. Can you tell me when it's back in stock? And they're probably going to let you know we've got supplier problems or something's going on. And then maybe next time it comes back in stock, you're going to buy it a little bit more because you can just understand what's going on in their supply chain, going all the way back to manufacturer. It means that you now hold the right amount of stock and you've got market intelligence to make sure you have the right amount of stock in at all times. So when we're talking about seasonal variations or even non-seasonal variation products are selling all the time, and I talked about it earlier, there are two metrics I look at. Number one, the time it takes to get from a supplier to Amazon's warehouses and on sale. And then number two, how long it takes to get from being on sale to actually sold. Now, what do? I use those two numbers to basically manage my stock on a day-to-day basis. What I'm looking at is, let's say, for example, I think right now My from purchase to sale is about 42 days. Don't quote me, it's about 42, 43, the last time we checked on Monday. And what I'm saying is that if I buy something today, on average, 42 days later in total, it should be sold. So what can I do? I can look at all the products that are over that date and say, why are they not selling? Maybe reprice, but also as well, maybe look at the products that are way under that and say, hey, do I need to hold more stock because maybe I'm selling out too fast? That just helps you manage your inventory better. Understanding how quick things sell and what happens is going to make such a difference to your business, driving your revenue, making more profits. Okay, so that's pretty much everything from me today. And what I will say is if you've liked that, give me a big thumbs up, and hey, hit that subscribe button to be notified about more videos about this content, but also to help grow your Amazon business. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link around here to a video from a friend of mine, Mr. FBA UK, Mr. Luke Dugan. I've met him in person and he is an expert at doing replenishables, stock management, high volume items. Have a look at that. He talked about how he did £84,000 in 1 month. And you know what? Using that exact same technique, he did over £500,000 of revenue in Q4, pretty much single-handedly on his own. Smart guy. Check that video out. But for me, Thomas Parkinson, thank you very much for watching and have a great day.